This is for Thursday, the 26th of August 2021. And this is about literacy, or phonics, or grammar on complex sentences. So the introduction tells us, or explains, a complex sentence usually consists of a main or independent clause and at least one subordinate or dependent clause. In a complex sentence, these clauses are joined by a subordinating conjunction. So, for example, the main clause always has a subject and a verb and expresses a complete single idea. The dog jumped. See? The flower bloomed. The man jumped. That's what it is. Subordinate clause. A subordinate clause begins with a subordinating conjunction and also has a subject and a verb. A subordinate clause does not make sense on its own. A common subordinating conjunctions include the words when, while, because, since, although, after, and if. An example is, I played in the park until it began to rain. So the main clause, is I played in the park. The subordinating conjunction is until. See? Can you see? Until. And the subordinate clause is began to rain. Began, meaning the rain is the subject, and began is the verb. All right? Okay. Let's have a look. Number one. Circle the subordinating conjunctions in the following complex sentences. A subordinating conjunctions are the words when, while, because, since, although, as, if. Alright, so we're using all these words, one of these words per sentence. A. It took my umbrella because it was raining. What is the subordinating conjunction? Circle it. Because. See? From here. Because. It took my umbrella because. That is the subordinating conjunction. It was raining. B. I feed the animals when the alarm sounds. Which one is it? Which one is it along here? When. I feed the animals when the alarm sounds. C. I enjoy sightseeing while I am on holidays. Which one is it up here? While. Circle while. That is the conjunction. D. Nick barracks for Melbourne when they play at home. Which one is it up here? When. That is the conjunction. E. I was feeling sick as I had caught the flu. Well, let's have a look here. As. That is most of the conjunctions you can find in the middle You see that in the middle. Number 2. Underline the subordinate clauses in the following complex sentences. A hint is look for the subordinating conjunctions. So we're now going to underline them. A. I wore my gumboots because the ground was wet. So we're underlining the subordinate clause. If we go back up here, we can see in this example, the subordinate clause is at the end, and we're looking for the subject and the verb. The subject and the verb. And it's at the end, subordinate clause. Let's have a look at it now. And we have to underline it. A. I wore my gumboots because the ground was wet. So, what is it, people? Ground, wet. Ground is the subject, wet is the verb. B. He hasn't played soccer since he broke his leg. Which one is it? We're looking at the end. Remember, the clue is they're usually at the end. And we're looking for the subject and the verb. The subject is the leg, and the verb, it was broken. C. I saw the Mona Lisa painting while I was in Paris. Me too. I've seen it. I saw the Mona Lisa painting while I was in Paris. Well, Paris is the subject, and the verb is painting. Or maybe it was. Was, yeah, that's right. See that one away. Good. So, D. The tank exploded when it was hit by a rocket. So, and again, the tank exploded when it was hit by a rocket. The rocket is the subject, and hit is the action or the description, the verb. E. If the bow breaks, the cradle will fall. This is a tricky one. If you don't get it right, that's okay. If the bow breaks, the cradle will fall. Oh, okay. Cradle is the subject, and the falling is the verb. Maybe this one here. Who knows? Or underline all three. All right. These complex sentences link events to times. For example, we train for soccer when the fields are lit at night. Okay, let's have a look. Last part. Number 3. Draw a line to create a complex sentence. So we have to draw lines this way, like that. See? They have to make sense, please, people, so be careful. Do it in pencil first, maybe, and once you're sure, then you can write them properly in pen. So, I will go to bed. I will go to bed when I finish my homework, maybe. I will go to bed when I finish my homework. Does that make sense? Yes. So, from this dot here, down to that dot there. Good. B. Nina rode a roller coaster while she was holidaying in Hong Kong. Oh, get her. She's lucky, isn't she? I've been to Hong Kong once. Nina rode a roller coaster while she was holidaying in Hong Kong. C. I had to walk inside when it was raining. I had to walk inside when it was raining. D. Lara beat the drum loudly while Noah played his guitar. See, that makes sense. There's a drum here and there's a guitar here. Music. So it makes sense. So yes, up there. Last one. E. I will go to university after I leave school. I will go to TAFE after I leave school. There we go. And number 4, write 2 complex sentences of your own. So what I want you to do that, you're going to do it by yourself, is I want you to look at this here. Here's a complex sentence. I played in the park until it began to rain. And I want you to write 2 of them here. This is what I'm looking for. You need to write your own now. Just 2. Think about it. Write 2 there. They don't have to be extra long. As long as they've got all the main parts in it, you should be fine. All right, well, that's the end of that. Let's move on to the next one. Thank you, everyone.